Welcome to the Mullin It Over podcast with Reverend Jack Mullins and Austin Covey. So I was trolling social media, as I do, where a lot of these questions come from. And I saw a quote, and I've seen it 2 or 3 times since then, and it says, leadership, this is obviously not church specific, but I still thought it was interesting. Leadership is a commitment to being misunderstood.
Okay.
What is your initial reaction to that?
Commitment, I might question the use of that term, but the acceptance of the risk of being regularly misunderstood, I would agree.
When I said, I think, or just like when I was thinking about it, I would say that it's true if you are a visionary leader. That's why I think in business, a lot of times there's a difference between a business founder and a CEO type. You know, the business founders tend to be much more visionary, whereas the CEO types don't. From a practical perspective, like you said, the commitment part would concern me because you can write off a lot of things just saying, well, I'm committed to being, it's like, hey, nobody got that memo. Well, I'm committed to being misunderstood. It's like, well, I guess I would say maybe leadership is a commitment to effectively communicating or attempting to effectively communicate, because if nobody understands you, they're not going to follow you. And if nobody follows you, you're not a leader. You might be in your own mind, but definitionarily, you have to have followers. And if nobody understands you, it's hard for them to follow you.
Well, and I think I would say to this is the commitment aspect is not to necessarily being misunderstood, but you're committed to seeking to gain a level of understanding when you are misunderstood. Obviously, for those of us who work with groups, attempt to provide leadership for groups, we may make a statement that's going to be misunderstood by someone. I mean, you can't get a group of 50 people and guarantee that all 50 are going to understand the meaning behind your words every time you speak them. But I can be committed to being willing to sit down, let you quiz me, and come to a common understanding as to what I meant. Right.
So you are operating, we all know it's a reality we're going to be misunderstood.
Yeah.
But I don't think I'm committed to me, I guess the term commitment implies that we are accepting or okay or maybe even driving towards that,
It sounds to me like I am going to intentionally work at being misunderstood.
That's how I interpret it.
And to me, that's stupid.
Yeah, exactly.
It's going to happen enough without being intentional about it.
And I really think it's being misunderstood is really in a lot of ways counterproductive to, it's hard to, it's the kind of the Tower of Babel thing, right? Like if being misunderstood worked, the tower would have got built. So, misunderstanding by definition derailed the process of the project. And I think that's true for any project, is if you don't have good understanding or you're not on the same page, it's very hard to get anything done.
Right. I recall sometime in the past, someone said, if you have a point to make, try to make it 3 times in 3 different ways. And that's hopefully somebody will pick up on it in one of your explanations. Make it simple enough to be understood and concise enough to be remembered.
In a lot of ways, I think leadership is actually the opposite of, we've kind of been saying that, it's almost the opposite of the commitment to being misunderstood. It's really the commitment to helping everybody achieve a level of understanding.
Right. And being able to then help them focus their energies toward a common goal or set of goals.
Right. Because, like you said, those 50 people, yes, they might interpret what you say, but also if you give them a goal, there's going to be a lot of miscommunication happening between them. And in a lot of ways, in a leadership position, your job is to kind of be the conduit that makes all that work. I guess I'm thinking from more like a project management or more of a practical, like a goal-oriented leadership. Getting people to communicate, getting them to understand each other's jobs or roles in the project, understanding why we do certain things or when we do certain things. In a lot of ways, I think that's kind of key to leadership. And to me, that's the antithesis of being misunderstood. You're the one trying to get everybody on the same page and
Right.
and reach a level of understanding.